Well, good afternoon, everybody. Michael Soothing here. I'm on a little road trip just for one night. Um, Back to my old stomping grounds of Santa Cruz County, California. I'm going to show you brochures and things of what you can do in this area, the places I've actually been to, in case you ever come here. But first, we'll check out our bargain accommodations. I usually, when I was on business all the time, business travel for rocket science, I stayed in Marriott properties. But now I'm on a budget in retirement, so I'm staying at the Best Western. But it's pretty good nonetheless, so let's check it out and see what kind of ASMR studio this place might be. Got a nice big flat screen TV, so that's good. Don't know if I'll watch it, but here we have a pretty decent view out the window. We have a view of the Santa Cruz, a little bit of the Santa Cruz Mountains over there. I happen to know there's a very nice hiking trail right over there, which I will go hike on later. I've got the pool right down here in front of me, so and a hot tub. So if there's any hanky-panky down there tonight, I'll know about it. Okay, so no, actually I'm not gonna bother anybody's privacy. This is an interesting bed layout. 4 pillows all standing up like they're some kind of little walls or something, and this looks like a big king-size bed here. I'm going to be lost on this thing, you know. You could sleep 4 people here. So that's, I guess, a luxury. I'm not quite sure what to make of it. What is that supposed to be? Water, maybe? I don't know. And, you know, you got your desk with the wireless and everything. In here, we have a little refrigerator down there, so if I need cold drinks or snacks or something, and then, you know, normal closet with, well, this thing's for my suitcase. I'll get that out. I just checked in. Got some shelves. Now here's something interesting I haven't seen before. Okay, this is just a standard sort of bathroom, shower, whatever, commode, this and that. But look at this sink. Is that a weird looking thing or what? I've not seen one like this before, except in Europe. Wait, let me turn off this noise. You know, the bathroom part of the thing. I find that to be a rather odd looking sink. One little handle on it. I think this is part of their new water saving initiative. Standard little coffee maker and stuff like that. So modest but perfectly clean and comfortable. It will work just fine for shooting our ASMR videos that I'm going to make while I have this opportunity for peace and quiet, because as I always tell you, right now I'm not in my own house, and so I seldom can make an ASMR video. I'm going to make 2 or 3 while I'm here. Little problem with my eyes. I'm going to have, that's why my sunglasses are still on. And by the way, I'm going to have surgery, eye surgery in December for cataracts. And yeah, then I'll have perfect vision. All right, so anyway, let's move on to the brochures. I had to show you that I can make a bubble pop if I really try. Okay, Michael soothing here. And back in my hometown of Santa Cruz, where I grew up and lived almost all my life. But here as a tourist, what I wanted to do today was be touristy and show you what kind of attractions and things there are here in Santa Cruz. Monterey Bay, Monterey's about a half hour from here, okay? But Monterey Bay itself is only about 10 minutes away from where I am. Santa Cruz, see? Santa Cruz. There's a humpback whale right in sight of the shoreline where the wharf is. Sometimes they come in and feed on anchovies and things. I also have here all these tourist brochures that I picked up. And so I'm going to be a little bit of a tour guide for you. I might have to do this in 2 segments though, because when I make really long videos, it seems like YouTube puts these ads right in the middle that's really annoying people, and I don't want you to be unsoothed and annoyed by that. So I may do this in 2 sections. Whale watching. Okay, so let's talk about Santa Cruz. Let's cruise, it says, right? 2016. First of all, we'll have lots and lots of ads. I'm staying at one of these places, but I can't tell you which one. All right, it's the one in Scotts Valley, okay? But if I had a lot of money to waste on such a short one-night trip, maybe I would stay at the Seascape Resort down in Aptos. It's very nice. Let me see if there's something besides ads in here. Oh, here's a really interesting place to visit. Capitola Village. Very quaint. It's like one of those Spanish, European, Mediterranean towns on the French or Spanish, coast of the Mediterranean. Little shopping area and a wharf. Seafood restaurants. They don't allow, any development there that doesn't fit in. So quaint homes on the hillside, things like that. Spent many good times down there in Capitola Village. Here is our famous surfing statue by West Cliff Drive, see? So you can see the wharf in the background, which you can't see. This is by the lighthouse in Santa Cruz. Just in the foreground, out of sight below the cliff, is where they surf the waves right there by the wharf. Yeah, they call that Steamer's Lane, okay? And when I say steamers, I don't mean there's something bad floating in the water or anything. Although occasionally the San Lorenzo River does dump something bad into the ocean. Shh, I didn't say that. I don't want to gross anybody out. Many visitors choose to take scenic Highway 1 along the California coastline to Santa Cruz, or Highway 17 through the Santa Cruz Mountains. The climate is mild with summer temperatures in the mid-70s, winter temperatures in the mid-50s. Humidity is low for a coastal area. Average rainfall of 31 inches happens primarily in the winter, occasional fog occurs due to Pacific currents. There are approximately 300 days of sunshine per year. Up on the Oregon coast where I'm going, instead of 300 days of sunshine a year, there's approximately 3 days of sunshine a year. Okay, so it'll be a little bit different. Okay, that's a little bit of an exaggeration anyway. I'll tell you, I don't know if it's in all of my brochures, but the thing about Santa Cruz is you have everything. Beautiful climate, clean air, beautiful ocean. The mountains are right here, the Santa Cruz Mountains, and there's old growth redwoods right there. And there's ponderosa pine forest, there's redwood forest, there's oak type areas, wildflowers. It really is a great place to be, but I can't afford to live here in retirement. It's very expensive. So there's the beach boardwalk, amusement park. Look, here is a humpback whale skeleton. Wait, am I showing it? Yeah, there it is. Okay. There's a little museum. This says, the perfect California beachside destination, Santa Cruz. I never realized really just how lucky I was to grow up here my whole life and live here my whole life. Actually, I did realize it because I was going on business travel all over the country and even all over the world, and I can tell you pretty much every place I went was a pit compared to this place. An armpit, or maybe a worse part of the anatomy, if you know what I mean. Anyway, but I don't want to offend anyone living in, Fresno or Texas. Okay, actually, I know I have subbies in Texas. My family's from there originally when they, my grandparents, and the people are very nice and very friendly there. So I don't hate on me for saying anything, But anyway, let me see if they have a good picture of the wharf area. Right. Here is the wharf area. Oh wait, that's not what that is. Where is the wharf area? Here it is. Okay, there we go. That's a place I used to love to go for lunch or to just hang out with family or friends or loved ones or whatever. I went fishing there a lot when I was young, but all the fish are gone now. I'll tell you about that. Oh, down at Natural Bridges State Park, close by here, we get the monarch butterflies every year. They come to do their mating wintering ritual, and so you can come see them by the thousands, typically, hanging in certain trees right down by the ocean. Here's a picture of the lighthouse. Santa Cruz. No, that's not the lighthouse. That's the small lighthouse down by the yacht harbor. Got a very nice yacht harbor. Here's the Redwood Canopy Adventure zip line. I'll tell you more about that when we go through the brochures. Here's somebody surfing Steamer's Lane. See? There we go, surfing. Oh, here's a nice shot of the beach boardwalk, summertime, the primary beach, and then the amusement park called the boardwalk. See? Not to be confused with the Atlantic City type. This is a little different. I've spent many enjoyable times there. I used to go there with my cousin. She was only a couple years older than me. And third cousin. And we'd go down there and hang out and have fun. Let's see what else they have in here. The Buttery, one of the best local bakeries around. Great concoctions there and pastries. Let me see if there's any other destinations. There's a lot of small wineries in the area where you can go. Shadows is kind of the oldest and most well known, but this is an excellent wine growing region. As soon as you get away from the ocean, it's much, much warmer. In the summertime, it can be, 65 in Santa Cruz. You drive about 10 minutes up into the mountains, into a valley, and it will be 90 degrees, okay? So, microclimates. If you just caught the fact that I burped, please excuse me. And if you didn't notice, then pretend that I didn't say anything about it, okay? Thank you. We have natural bridges and caves and arches along the coast here. See, there's a photo of one. Great beaches. Should I tell you one of my favorites? If I can remember the name. I'm having a real hard time with memory lately. If it comes to me, I'll tell you. It's up the coast about 40 minutes by Pescadero, which is a beautiful little town you can go to up the coast where they have the most incredible little bakery there, and they make all kinds of home-baked pastries and breads. Best in the whole area. They have artichokes also because they're grown all along the coast up there. Fresh artichokes and all kinds of other goodies. Fresh strawberries also grown along the coast. All right, let's see if there's anything else. You might think this is a made up photo showing a humpback whale right in front of the coast, but it's not. Sometimes they come in this close when they're chasing the anchovy schools. They will do that. So, Capitola and SoCal Village. This is another picture of the picturesque Capitola Village, which is a destination I would recommend to you if you were coming to Santa Cruz looking for a quaint European-esque place to stay. All right. Let's see what else we've got here. These local papers always are filled with ad after ad. Okay, we've got Seabright State Beach. There's a photo of that. Endless beaches here. And if you go down to Monterey from here and Carmel, about 30 or 40 minutes south on Highway 1, the best state park that you'll ever visit would be Point Lobos. Beautiful trails along the ocean. Beautiful, clean, crystal clear water. There's a little Emerald Bay place with a beautiful green. kinds of seabirds roosting on this big giant rock that's just offshore so that nobody can bother them. I can't even go into all the stuff, but be careful, like anywhere in the Santa Cruz Mountains, of poison oak. Every good place has its, pariah, its bad things, Jody Arias once lived down there, for example, and that's like poison oak times 1,000,000, okay? Anyway, there's lots of state parks around here. Beautiful hiking trails through redwood forests and other kinds of forests all over the place. But don't feel bad for me moving away, because the area I'm moving to has state parks galore also, and much less crowded lakes and streams and oceans and beaches that are equally beautiful. But it's more of a northwest feel and less of a Mediterranean feel. Here's the surfers at Pleasure Point by Steamer's Lane, going down to the water. There's tide pools, beautiful waves, especially in the wintertime. The big West Coast surfing competition, the Nationals, they go up the coast here to Half Moon Bay, about 1 hour north. And there's a certain underwater topography there that creates giant waves. So they wait until just the right winter storm is coming in. They watch all the conditions and the Pacific buoys and all that stuff. And when they know big, 30 or 40 foot waves are coming, maybe even 50-foot waves, right? They go up there, and surfers come from all over the world to that competition. There are many events. I can't tell you all of them, but there are concerts at the beach boardwalk. I used to go listen to a dance band all the time, and we would go do rock and roll, different kinds of dances, hits from the 60s and 70s and 80s. The Joe Chirino Band, I don't know if they still play, but they were so good. Very good. Scotts Valley. This is where my home was that I just sold a few months ago. The top 5 things in Scotts Valley are the Sky Park Dog Park. That's a top 5, okay. That's a little crazy to me. The Scotts Valley Base Camp, when you go to local state parks, all right, that's good. Scotts Valley Farmers Market, and they also have live rock and roll bands at that, and a car show in the summer. That was pretty cool. The skate park, somebody's making a lot of racket outside. I hope you cannot hear it. Okay. Historical murals. San Lorenzo Valley. Oh, here's the train coming over one of the trestles. You had to be careful not to walk across that trestle when the train was coming. It's going over the San Lorenzo River, which is where I used to fish for steelhead and salmon when I was young. Doesn't have very good runs of fish now, but it used to when I was a teenager and in my early 20s. There's a Civil War enactment. Davenport, just up the coast, you can see these pilings that used to be a pier. They would ship lumber and cement right out of that area in Davenport, and then they put a train line in to bring it down the coast instead of by ship. It's a beautiful place to visit, and you can whale watch from there. Okay. You could go to Wilder Ranch up there. Waddell Beach, another beautiful spot. There's a beach up there that has, we have tons of sea lions that you can look at on the wharf, but up there is elephant seals, you know, the great big ones with the funny nose, the snout, you know, that hangs down, that goes after salmon and so forth. So that's Santa Cruz brochure. I'm gonna stop this now and make a part 2 so that my hope is there won't be jarring ads popping up right in the middle of my video. And we'll go on and talk about, well, if you get anxious to move here because of my travelogue commentary, I'll have to tell you one thing to keep in mind. We'll look at the Santa Cruz Homes magazine here, and this is the thing you'll have to realize, that your basic older standard, you know, ranch style house like this one here, for example, is at an offer price of just shy of $1 million. Okay, that's the problem here. Real estate is astronomically expensive, and everything else is too. So that is the problem. Here is a somewhat nicer home, a little larger. Okay, see this one, this nice home? Okay, that one's $1,300,000. Okay. If you want a small condo, on the other hand, you can get one for just a little bit more than $500,000. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. If you want an old, junky, tin mobile home, which some people call house trailer, made in the 1960s, you know, with nice vintage aluminum siding, waffled aluminum siding, that will cost you almost $1/3 okay? So, and, you know, you get the idea. That's the downside of living in Santa Cruz County. There's a lot of jobs over in the Silicon Valley, see? This is what a lot of the land looks like around here. It's quite beautiful, although we do have a drought going on. All right, that completes part 1 of this video series. I will do another part 2 shortly. Maybe I'll upload something else in between, though. Take care, everybody. Don't ASMR and drive.